Hey everyone, as always, Dylan Miller prospecting, and it's Tuesday night gold panning fever episode number 156. And I see chat's been jumping, so let me catch up on it really quick. HdShovelEd, thank you for being here. I appreciate it, not only for being here during your battle, but for being a mod. Now, I have heard from ChefV that he will not be here tonight, more than likely. He's got some sickness or some personal stuff, so he won't be here. But everyone to send best wishes to ChefV tonight. I'm sure he would appreciate it. Joey Brown, thank you for being here. Charles King, Refotris, try to watch me, I'll be working. Yeah, that work stuff. Troubled One, how's it going? AU Rockin', how's it going? Thank you for joining the chat, appreciate it. HD likes working. I used to like working. I mean, work was fun. It takes you away from not working. You get bored not working. So, Joey Brown, appreciate you being here. Who else we got? Dib Dibberson, how's it going? How are you? I guess it's late night tonight. Culver, how's it going? Watched a couple of your shorts. I'm guessing you're still in New Mexico. So, looking good. Didn't look too dusty, which is good. Didn't look too horrible out there. So, did look hot though. Good thing you got a tent. Shane Brothero, how's it going? Thank you for joining the show. John Gear, Beerman's Gold Prospecting, how's it going? Thank you for joining the show. AAA Rockhound, Mike from the Gold Vlog, how are you tonight? Thank you for joining the show. Brian Phillips. All right, let me pop out chat. So, if I can remember how to do all this stuff, it's been a whole week, There we go. So yeah, tonight we're going to be handing out some Paydirt I got from HD and some I got from ChefV. Now I got these probably in 2022 or early 2023. So they've just been sitting on my shelf. Let me grab some of them. Put them out of reach, of course. So here's some ChefV. I got 2 bags like this and 2 bags of HD. All these bags do have a half a gram in them. We're going to at least pan out one from each, but we'll have to see if we do all of them. No idea yet. 1 in the morning? That's not too bad. That's not too bad. I'm asleep by 1 in the morning. But, we'll have to see. SJB. Battle the chat heavyweights. That's it. They just been sitting on my shelf so long. I was like, man, if I just do one of them, then it'll probably take me months before I get the other one. So I figured, why not just end the month? I just did a battle between Vendetta, the 2 Mikes, Mike Vendetta and Mike over at Gold Nugget Sales. So why not do one with 2 of my longtime Patreon members and subscribers? So 200% ROI. It definitely, I mean, I don't remember what I paid for them, but, it didn't matter. Originally I was going to get them for the shelf and stuff like that, but I ended up getting the HD jar, or bottle, and that was so much cooler. So 4 p.m. here in California. Oh, wow. So I know I've been getting some complaints from people about me starting at 6 o'clock now, but, it can't be avoided. Either that or I'm going to have to do really short shows at 7. They'll end at 8. And, when I do bigger bags of Paydirt, that just sucks. So, I figured I'm still going to be here from 7 to 8. So you just miss the first hour of the show if you can't get to it. No, I haven't seen your new video, AAA. I had oh, the dry panning one. I haven't watched that one yet. I'm way behind on all my videos. I did see a whole bunch of people started putting out some Freedom Fest videos. A lot of people were out prospecting videos. And this is my favorite time of the year because I get to sit in my air conditioner and watch other people out there sweating and getting the gold. So, Alan Jackson, how's it going? I see you changed up your name. Vester661, thank you for joining the show. Appreciate it. David, thank you for being here. Dean Ortiz, thank you for being here and being a mod. I appreciate it. Rocky Mountain Prospector, how are you tonight? Thank you for joining the show. So much. And again, Chef V is not going to be here more than likely tonight for the show, but I would prefer if everyone at least sent him some best wishes and thoughts and things like that, because, you know, he's got some family stuff going on, so health wise. So Panama Prospector, thank you for joining the chat. And anyone, if I miss you, you all know I appreciate you all being here. So we'll have to do that. Oh, Amanda Culver, how are you? Thank you for joining the show. Are you in New Mexico as well, or is it just the other half? You know? And I'm doing good, Alan. I'm doing good. I can't complain. I mean, actually, I can't complain. My studio, last week after the Tuesday show, my sink, so the sink that I do all my panning in, it holds 4.5 gallons of water, and it's not plumbed in because there's nothing plumbed in. It's a basement. It's a studio I built. They never planned on this being here. So it just drains straight into a bucket. Well, I kind of forgot the other day that I had took the bucket out. So I popped the drain and just dumped 4.5 gallons of water in my studio, ruined the carpet that was in here. So my chair keeps moving around now because there's no carpet underneath it to keep it still, and basement, you know, slopes kind of backwards. So it was a big mess. I did clean up my studio though. It did make me clean up the studio. I cleaned up all my shelves. I didn't clean up these back shelves. I need to do that this week, but you know. And then the worst part about it is, so then I clean everything, get everything ready. I sit down in my chair and my chair breaks. You know, the base of the chair where the wheels go in was made out of plastic, so I had to cobble another chair I had with this one. You know, they all break. So I got a new one. It's upstairs. Just, you know, it's just been very spending a lot of time doing stuff that I shouldn't have to be doing, you know. Oh, I know. So originally when I built this studio and the sink, it's got built out underneath it for 2 5-gallon buckets. And originally what I was supposed to do was drain it into one, and it would slowly drain into the other buckets, and I could reuse the water over and over. And I've just never actually finished that part, so. No, you know. So, but, you know, it could have been worse. It could have been much worse, I guess. You know, the sink could have been full of dirt and stuff like that, too, and I could have dumped, you know, I do use a catch pan, so it could have been 5 gallons of dirt and everything everywhere, so, you know. But it did, like I said, it did get me to clean up my studio. I cleaned up everything here, and I replaced my camera table. The old one I had was kind of like one of those tables on an arm, and it was too small. I couldn't fit both my laptop and my microphone on it, so I would always run into my microphone. My computer was about ready to fall off. So I replaced it with 2 swing arms now. The only problem is I'm not used to it. I'm so used to turning it. So now just my laptop is on a Lazy Susan, you know. The old one was, the entire thing was a Lazy Susan, but it was really small. So, but you know, it all could have been much, much worse. Like I said, it was just keeping me from doing stuff like shooting videos or panning stuff out, stuff like that. Donna, thank you for being here and being a mod. I appreciate it. They're all here except for Weezin now. We just need Weezin. He's probably playing one of his truck simulator games or playing with his dog, feeding him a steak or something, but who knows. I appreciate everyone being here. SJB, thank you. You know, so, and then it's been busy because I've had my kids an excessive amount of time, which I love having my kids over, but it just so happened I had my long week, and then last week was another long week because of the holiday, because it was my holiday this weekend, and now I have them another long week. So I've only had 2 days in 3 weeks in the last 23 days. I've only not had my kids on Tuesdays. That's it. Every other day my kids have been with me 6 days a week, and I love it, but it gives me no time to shoot videos, fix stuff, and do stuff. So I have no idea what we're going to do for Saturday's video. I had something planned, but that kind of got snookered because it was supposed to be with my son, and he was kind of busy doing other stuff, and I was busy doing other stuff, like, you know, draining my studio floor. So I don't know. I did have something planned for Saturday. I'm just still on the air if I want to make the video or not. So we'll see. But I do have some good ones coming. I've got some Australian Paydirt coming. I've got a brand new Australian Paydirt that I've been really looking forward to doing. It's something I've been trying to get forever, and I just got it in. So I got some more battles coming up. I got some really big battles coming up, but I don't know. We'll have to see. I don't know what we're going to be doing by this month. I do know I do have a new Paydirt coming out. A couple new Paydirts that nobody's reviewed yet that should be pretty good. So we'll have to see. I've got lots of stuff to do. It's just figuring out which one to put when and stuff like that. So get your kids involved with your show somehow. Well, my daughter refuses. She won't. My daughter used to be in a lot of my videos, as was my son. But my daughter doesn't want to be in the videos anymore. You know, she's over 18, so she's got better things to do. And my son's getting to that age too. He's 15 going on 16, and he does want to be, he has agreed to be in 2 more videos. So I just have to sit him down and, get him to shoot those 2 with me. They're going to be 2 Paydirt battles. So I am going to be shooting one of those this weekend. So that will be coming up soon. Culver, how's it going? Hopefully you're not sweating too much over there in New Mexico. I'm sure there's a nice big difference in weather since you were in snow in Colorado and now you're in that nice dry heat. So, but yeah, I do have my son is going to be in a video soon, but they got other things to do with their lives that don't involve their dad. So, but all right, let's go. We're going to start panning, and again, we're going to be panning out some ChefV Paydirt and some HD Paydirt. We're going to do them one at a time. I have 2 bags from each of them. All these bags are supposed to have a 0.5 gram in each. I'm not going to weigh them up at the end of the night. We're just going to get some piles of shiny, and I'm going to add them to my vial. And then this weekend, I'm going to be making some Patreon Paydirt. So some of this gold might make it into your Patreon Paydirt. So, yep, getting more friends and girlfriends and boyfriends and things like that. So, I will say my daughter's boyfriend does come and join chat every once in a while. So he does watch the show. So, he's more involved than my kids pretty much. So somewhere in Ohio, how's it going? Thank you. I mean, he always wants to go gold panning. He wants to go gold panning. He really wanted to go to Freedom Fest, but they were out of town. They were going to be out of town that time. Freedom Fest didn't ask them. It was hot. Yeah. Yeah, that's the one. It doesn't get any cooler if you stop digging. So you might as well keep digging and shoveling and stuff like that because it doesn't get any better. So I remember I had to dig up, what was it? Probably like 6 years ago, I guess, at my old house. I had to dig up a sewer line because I wasn't going to pay some company 10 grand just to dig up, 10 feet to get down this. And man, I thought I was going to die because you think, 3 feet down isn't that bad, but until you start digging it and then you got to dig it, 10 feet. But, it was well worth it not to pay the 10 grand, to have somebody come out there and do it. It still cost, I think, 4 grand or something like that to get them to fix the pipes. But, well, all right, I think everyone's seen enough of the ugly mug. Let's go move the camera to the panning station where my unseasoned pans sit. We're going to pan some gold. So let's shrink down the ugly mug. Get to the panning cam. There we go. There's that unseasoned pan. I dug up my green pans. I dug out my green pan and my green finishing pan, and I might switch back to the green ones just for a couple of videos just to drive some people crazy. But there we go. Now we can get rid of the ugly mug. If I can stop clicking stuff I'm not supposed to be clicking. There we go. All right, ugly mug's done. Let's move some stuff around. Get my coffee. I desperately need. I had someone wake me up at 5 this morning to ask me questions. Texting me. And I don't wake up at 5 in the morning. So, couldn't go back to sleep. But then I fell asleep on the couch at 8 and woke up at 11. So my day is kind of kiboshed. And give me a second. If I miss anything in chat, I apologize. Kathy Whiteside, thank you for joining the show. Appreciate it. And anyone else I might miss. So who should we pan out first? HDs or ChefVs? They're both half-gram bags. The ChefV is North Carolina stuff. He dug up in North Carolina at a meet and greet or something. Using my black pants. I can't use black pants. I can't see the black sands in them, so. All right. All right, just getting everything set up while I wait for everyone. I gotta get my phone and stuff. Hey, Tim, thank you for joining the show. Appreciate it. Wanda, thank you for joining the show. All right. Oh, and I did not have my phone set up. Doesn't it drive you crazy when you search for something on YouTube and it won't show you their live show? It will not show me my live show. Showing me everything else, but there we go.
Did you know that Marvel has their own limited edition?
Did you know? Did you know? Oh, my phone. All right, there we go. Now we can get some business done to start panning. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of the 3D printed pans. I have like 2 or 3 of them, and I'm just not a fan of them. The plastic is too cheap feeling, I guess is one way to say it. Oh, I like blue and green. That's it. I tried pink. I didn't like pink at all. Pink was just too bright for me. So, all right. Well, I'm just going to. Oh no. Well, good luck with that, Jason. Hopefully you bounce back right from that. You know. So we're gonna start with the. Who are we gonna start? We're gonna start with the ChefV bag because so everyone is thinking about ChefV. Like I said, he's got some family health stuff going on. So if everyone wants to send him some best wishes. So this is the ChefV material. This is all stuff he got from North Carolina. Now, like I said, I bought this probably a year ago, over a year ago. So lifting up too many heavy nuggets. Dennis Hendrick, thank you very much for joining the show. Chris W., thank you for being here. Oh, what you waiting for to come back? Or do you not want to tell anybody so other people are waiting? Are you waiting for the high roller? No, that's what it is, the high grader, yeah. I knew it was high something. I couldn't remember, but yeah. That's what I would figure would be the high grader. I mean, because the other stuff, I don't think there's anything out of stock. I did look at your site the other day, Mike, and I didn't see anything. I did see, what was it? I did see one of your Paydirts, all the images are missing. If you follow, they're all broken. All the links are broken. I don't know which Paydirt it was, though. So, but one of your Paydirts, it's not the first image. The first image works, but then all the subsequent ones, there's something broken in them. And I meant to email you and tell you, but then I kind of, forgot. Went to some other website. No gold. Oh, looks like one little piece of gold in the first pan. We'll call that gold. We'll say that's gold. Who knows? Donna, thank you very much, Donna. Way too kind as always. Yeah, I even thought, well, maybe it was just, like, sometimes the images won't load. But I even, right clicked on it and open image in new tab, and it showed it as a broken link. It's so a little something funny about when I pan. So I do use a catch pan. See, I use an actual pan, like a not crusty, rusty pan in my sink. But it shifts around while I'm panning. It'll move slightly and bang and stuff like that. And I always think somebody's knocking on my door. I'm always like, why every time I'm panning, somebody's knocking? And it takes me 2 or 3 times before I realize it's the pan banging around inside the sink. So. Donna is always way too kind to me. It's why she's my favorite mod. We got some gold on this one. A couple pieces. Move this out of my way. I did see. I mean, it's no knock on Clash. I thought it was kind of funny. I even liked he did do a video where he repaired Crusty Rusty because it had holes in it. I would have just bought a new pan, but they gave him content. Hey, Wildcat, thank you for joining the show. I appreciate it. Mentally Corrupted, thank you for joining the show. I appreciate it. I saw you earlier and I just forgot to say hi, I think. So. And Heavy Metal Detective, I didn't say hi to you. Oh, some chunkiers. This has got some chunky pieces. That's a nice little. I don't think it weighs enough for me to call it a picker, but it'd be close. It's probably nice 0.1 piece in there. So. I don't even think most times people can see that there's a pan inside my sink. Because I technically don't need one because, like I said, I do just dump everything into a bucket. But it just makes it easier when I go to repan something. I can, it's all in this as opposed to me having to drain my sink, grab all the dirt, and. Well, that's awesome, Heavy. JP1s and more, thank you for joining the show. I appreciate it. And if one of my mods or all my mods want to drop the hidden link, don't forget, at the end of the show, I will be pulling one name from this hidden video, and they will be entered in my contest to the 1 ounce Vendetta Prospecting Silver Bar we'll be giving away once we get 10 spots filled. And I think this is spot number 5 or 6. I think it's number 6 maybe. I'll have to look later, but it will be one of the 10 spots. So Once my mods drop the hidden link, make sure you go over there. Leave a comment. Say something witty. Ooh, there's some tiny gold in here, too. What's up, Weezen? How's it going? Thank you for joining the show. All my mods are here tonight. Crazy. Whenever you see like these big pieces, like, see, I know this is breakable. It's just one of those pieces that's as hard as a rock. I mean, I don't think there'll be any gold in there. It's just a hard piece of clay. Try and break it up as much as we can. There we go. I knew you were lurking. I saw you earlier, Ortiz. Luckily, my mods don't really have to do much but look pretty. That's about it, because, you know, all my subscribers know how to behave themselves. Except for I am Zaxxon, but he's not here yet, so we don't have to worry about that, you know. Hey, Graveyard. No, they don't. It was just a special. ChefV was selling some Paydirt. I mean, it had to be 2022. I'm thinking late 2022 or very early 2023. His daughter was going to a field trip to DC, if I remember right, and he was just trying to raise money for it, you know. So he was selling a couple Paydirts. So I grabbed up 2 of them really quick for a future Tuesday show. And HD was just having some fun and selling some. HD sells some maybe once or twice a year, so. But ChefV, I think that was the only time he's ever sold Paydirt. And since it's just a regular bag, I kind of didn't save them for my shelf. You know. What's up, PA? Man, PA, I saw right when I was setting up, I saw your video from Freedom Fest, but it was an hour long, so I can't watch it yet. I sent the link to myself so I could watch it tonight. I got to see running the high banker. Like I said earlier in the show, I'm excited. People are starting to drop videos of prospecting. I can watch it on my couch. Everyone gets to sit on their couch and watch me panning, and I get to watch people prospecting. So. So I'm very excited to watch that. And if anyone, as always, if you are not subscribed to anyone in chat and you see something, the odds are they do have a channel. Make sure you go subscribe to them. It costs nothing to subscribe to other channels. Most of these people would really appreciate more subscribers. I do. So, you know. Share the love and subscribe to other channels. Yeah, I like the bag. It's a great bag. It just doesn't say ChefV on anywhere, so it could pretty much be any bag. And plus, I tried to keep, now this might sound weird, but I try to keep all my bags on my shelf at 1 gram bags. And that way, if something ever happens to me, my kids don't actually have to pan out the Paydirt. They will know that each bag of Paydirt on my shelf has exactly 1 gram of gold in it. Not all of them. There's a couple up there that don't, but eventually I'll replace those with something else. You know, that way, you know, if I'm ever, you know, in a hospital or sick or passed away, they can just, you know, run an auction and sell some 1 gram bags of Paydirt, you know. Floaters. Floaters love to hang out with gold. I don't know what it is. DDA PA is always going to, he's paying for a lot of stuff, paying for the trailer, all the equipment. It forces you, it makes you say, oh, let me do some panning. Let me do something. But yeah, I saw that. I watched like the first, I skipped around a little bit in the video to see what he was doing. So yeah, PA is a hard working man to try and get that gold. Yeah, well, that's what those are there for. It's just for my kids, you know. So I try to keep them consistent with the amount of gold in them, like I said, just to make things easier. It's in my final paperwork. I've already done that. See, they all they all have them. Yeah, every one of them has a sticker with how much. But it just makes it easier, because if something, God forbid, that people don't get to look at my ugly mug for several more years, but you don't want them fighting like, oh, I'll take this bag, you take that one. No, they can just put it all up on eBay or something, or they know they're all the same. What's up, ChefV? How's it going, brother? Thank you for popping in. I know you're kind of busy, but I appreciate it. And, my best wishes are being sent to you. But yeah, I always like the clear bags. If I was going to switch my bags I currently don't have the clear bag one side, but I do like them. I do like how you have one side you can put a sticker on and the other side is clear so people can see what the dirt looks like, what size the material is, maybe see a piece of gold. But I always preferred those as coffee bags. So there we go. This is the first of these ChefV Paydirts. We're going to do some HD now. Oh no, the big old chunker's trying to run away. Look at that, I'm trying to miss some gold. Oh. And we're just going to put it in one of the black pans. There we go. We'll just put the dirt and everything in there. We'll repaint it out later. So there's the ChefV, the first one. And then we're going to do some HD. That was a half gram. It was a chunky half gram, that's for sure. So, and now we're going to do the HD. Now, see, HD's got the clear bag too, but he puts a sticker in front of it because HD, he makes you want to have to really look to see what the material is looking like. Right, let's open it up. Oh, this one looks like it might be a little bit harder. Definitely looks like it might have a little bit more black sand, but we'll find out. Thermal City gold, yep. That Thermal City is on my bucket list. Thermal City is on my bucket list. Another year of Freedom Fest, Nugget Hunt in California, and Thermal City. But Freedom Fest next year, definitely, it'll be a lot easier for me to go now that all my court battles are over. You gonna be there this weekend? That's awesome. PA, are you ever at home, PA? Are you just like a traveling gypsy now, just traveling around panning for gold? Oh, see all that tiny gold? I don't know if y'all can see it, but lots and lots of tiny gold. So ChefV came in with the chunky And HD retaliated with the super fines. So we see how they're fighting. They're not fighting fair. I may or may not have it. The only reason I'm panning these out, again, is a ChefV. It was a generic bag, and it was just, spur of the moment when he sold. And I already have a 1 gram on my shelf from HD, so. No, nothing's coming off that porch. I mean, I have seen that Brian from Indiana Creek Gold has been breaking into his porch gold. I saw his last video with some porch gold. I mean, because technically all these bags are my shelf Paydirts. I mean, I have Paydirts up there. I have some. I think not next month I'll be doing one from PB Preston. I have some monster pile of Paydirt from PB Preston to go through. I have a bottle from Tim to go through. So I have a couple more on there that are technically shelf Paydirts, but since they don't fit into my criteria, I'm kind of, gonna pan them out. Wheezing. Yeah, my bucket list tends to, and my bucket list is simple things. I'm not asking, to go to Australia and go, with a $5,000 metal detector looking for gold. My stuff's all pretty simple, but it all still costs money. And when you're poor, it's much harder to do a bucket list, unless your bucket list revolves around doing something at your house for free. That is so awesome, Keith and Wynn. I'm so happy for you. That is great news, brother. I'm so glad to hear. I hope she enjoys retirement. And I hope y'all find some good shiny. Uh-oh, here we go. Oh, more fine gold. Definitely. HD is coming in with the sneaky fighting. The tiny gold. Trying to make me work for it. There we go. Let's put this in the other pan. I will say this material is much lighter. So it is panning out pretty quick. Just all the gold's going to be fine. So I think I'll be spending more time on the finishing pan. And if one of my mods wants to drop the hidden link, I'd appreciate it. And thank you all very much. And don't forget, I will be pulling a name at the end of this show to give away a spot for my 1 ounce Vendetta silver bar. I'll be giving away once we've acquired 10 names. And just might as well throw this out there since we're talking. That's as always, YouTube and its affiliates have nothing to do with any of my giveaways. This is 100% by me, just to thank everyone for looking at my ugly mug. Oh, and I know, Dennis, I am happily divorced. I told my kids that the other day. I'm very happy that I'm divorced. It does make it extremely hard to date, though, because I am very set in my ways, and I was married for 15 years, so I was used to her BS and she was used to my BS. So, nowadays, though, I can't. And I'll start talking to someone and they're like, oh, we're going to do this. And I'm like, nope, I'm out. Bye. Not for me. No, thank you. The stress is falling away. Well, there you go, brother. Let's see some more of this HD fine gold. Yep, all fine gold. Yeah, HD gonna make people work for it. He said if he's gonna give up some of his gold, you gotta work for it. Mark, how's it going? Thank you for joining the show. Appreciate it. If you want to scroll up and chat a little bit, Mark, the mods just dropped the hidden link, so you can go up there and enter your name in. Aqua Donkey, how's it going? Thank you for joining the show. Appreciate it. Been married for 47 years. That's awesome. I still have a chance. I mean, I'm only 55. I can still make it. I can still get a good 50-year marriage. I mean, they'll have to be younger than me, and they'll have to be willing to put me on life support for a good 20 years of that. But, you know. Yeah. I wish you could tell me some tricks on how to get them to give me more money. Look at all this tiny gold HD. Come on, that's not playing fair, HD. You saw what ChefV was bringing to the party. Don't you hate that? My phone, I've got, I think it's like a iPhone 10 maybe, or something like that. I have an old iPhone, and its battery does not last long. I have to have it fully charged before the live show so it doesn't die, because I watch chat on it. And it just drives me crazy. If I like get invested in a video or something, like if I go to pick up my son at school, I mean, luckily he's out of school, but I have to wait in his school pickup line for an hour and a half. And if I've used my phone a little bit too much during the day, I'll be watching him, waiting for him, and I'll be watching a video and my phone will die. And it just drives me crazy where you just keep making it darker and darker and darker, just hoping that it'll last a little bit longer. But what's up, A3? I was just talking about Brian. That's awesome. Hopefully y'all are finding some gold over there, hitting that creek hard, I hope. Hopefully the dredge is still working. Yeah, I've been married twice. First one was exactly 1 year, and the second one was 10 times longer. But no third one for me. I'll date and stuff like that, but you know, no. Gotta do too many rules and pay lawyers and stuff if you get divorced. No, thank you. I should have learned my lesson after the first one, but you know. Aqua Donkey. Well, dang, I'm gonna have to pop that up in a second and go see. I know. It's Troy Stats. Thank you very much, brother. I really appreciate that. Thank you very much. You're definitely not playing fair. Like I said, he makes you work if you want to get his gold from him. So there's nothing wrong with that. Like I said, I will say the material so far, Chef V's material is probably a little bit harder to pan, especially had that nasty piece of clay in it. But HD's panned out pretty quick until we get to this point, But now it's going to be the rough point. Chef V's, once we got to the cleanup pan, was pretty easy. I think this is going to be the hard part with the HD. Yeah, usually, I think typically most people, their first year is kind of just, like a tester out program. Like, hey, let's see how this works. And just, oh no, this is not working. you know, like I told my daughter the other day, because she was, she's going to be moving out of town in a couple of years. And I think 2 years, to go pursue a further college education. She will be graduating from college here, but to get her master's, she's going to be moving. And her original plan was to just buy a house with her boyfriend when they moved. And I told her, get an apartment this year, for at least a year with him, because living with somebody changes your thoughts greatly. And I'm like, you don't want to buy a house with somebody you've never lived with. They might be the best person in the world, but y'all just might not be able to deal with each other's little intricacies. Uh-oh. What did PA retract? What did PA? Do I have to go look at this? What did he? Is PA trying to do a coup and take over my presidency? That's awesome, PA. Yeah, like I said, I think the first one is just, just like anything, your first job is always, probably not your best experience, You might worked hard or something like that, but you learn afterwards, like better ways to be more efficient and. Heavy metal. That's why I have my Tuesday tailings. When I do these shows, there's a reason why in most cases I don't weigh up the gold. One, it's a gift or it's something I bought and I don't really care if I found it all. Is because otherwise it just goes to my Tuesday tailings and it gets in a bag of Patreon and someone will find it eventually. If they miss it, they'll send it on to the next person and so on and so on. Eventually somebody will find the gold. John R., how's it going? Thank you for joining the show. Appreciate it. Oh, here, give me 1 second. I need to look up something really quick. There we go. There we go. Just had to open up the Aqua Donkey page. I remember to watch that video. And Troubled One. I don't know if I said hi to you, Troubled One, but thank you for being in chat. I saw you were here in the very beginning, in the early. And I don't know if I said hi to you. I might have, and just my old mind is playing tricks on me, but. Keith. That's awesome. Yeah, I'm so happy that everyone's Freedom Fest videos are starting to hit. Oh, yeah, redheads, yeah. Nope, Culver's still in the desert. He's putting that dry washer to work. Is Nightbot broken? Nah. No. Yeah, we're doing some HD Paydirt right now. It's trying to give me some fits here, but the gold's staying pretty put, which is pretty good. Sometimes no matter what you do, the gold will just want to move, and you got to keep resetting and changing and trying different tactics. Get the water coming from a different angle, but this one's, it's all staying pretty good. Especially since I didn't even season my pans, you know, this stuff's moving pretty good. There we go. So, managed to get this one really, really clean. I don't know why. It's a lot easier to make a clean pan when you got nothing but fine gold, because it doesn't want to move too much. The chunky stuff. Oh, look at that. It's trying to move. It's trying to get to the bottom pan. But there we go. It's the first of the HDs. So I guess we got time. Let's do another ChefV. Then we do bag number 2 from ChefV. See if this one's got any big chunks of clay in it. Oh. Bag number 2. Yep. Nice. Got a big piece of clay. There we go. Ooh, I just saw a nice piece of gold. Like a little wishbone. Get it up. Oh, well. Looks like a little wishbone, a little tiny turkey leg wishbone. From the chef himself. The J&V Rock Hounding. Well, I appreciate you watching. And thank you for joining the show. More clay. Really, A3? A big storm? Really? While you're out on the river? I would never guess that the man nicknamed the Rain Man would have storms coming in. The ChefV. So while the ChefV is chunkier gold, the material is definitely a lot cloudier than the HD. HD's is pretty clean stuff. He's just making it up for it. So they're both trying to make me lose the gold in different ways. ChefV is going with the tactic of using really dirty material to cloud up my water, while HD is going for the fine gold routine. So Yeah, that sucks. Yeah, that's the problem with your knees. There's always something. You know, I've had to, even though I've had knee replacement, I've had to already have one follow-up surgery on it, and I'm probably going to have another follow-up on the other knee, because you just, you know, when you get old, your body just doesn't want to be nice anymore. Let's see what we got. Oh, just that. You can't see it because it's too small, but it's like a little wishbone. Oh, he's the gold right there. There we go. Get some more coffee. No, I barely know how to pan. I mean, I had to go back to get those 3 pieces of gold from Vendetta's bag the other day. And one thing I didn't mention in that review is, and I've said it in a few reviews, in a few videos, and you know, everyone's scale is slightly different. So, you know, you could see like those 3 tiny pieces of gold I added, got it to rate at 1 gram. But on somebody else's scale, or even on my scale on a different day with higher humidity, it might show up as 1.005, you know. There's always the discrepancies a little bit with the scales. I mean, because I've bought nuggets before where, you know, they'll weigh it up. You'll see the pictures of it and they'll say like 1.85. And when I get it home and I put it on my scale, it might say, I have a scale upstairs, it might say 1.9. And I might weigh it on my downstairs scale and it might say 1.8. So, you know, that 0.05 after that, it's all up in the air on whether it's going to be there or not. So. So they're doing a Freedom Fest and now they're doing a Freedom Jam? When's that? I'm gonna have to go to Cottonwood's Facebook page. See, I just don't ever use Facebook. I'm gonna have to go to his Facebook page and start paying attention to stuff. He needs to make a YouTube channel and put it on a community tab. Yeah, that's what I did. I mean, my knees were shot and totally were bone on bone by the time I was 35, and I just, you know, figured I just kept getting the shots where they would inject me with like fake cartilage to let them last a little bit longer. But you know, it's always better to wait as long as possible because eventually, even the new stuff eventually does wear out. July 4th weekend. Hmm. This is not as chunky so far. We'll have to see. Yeah, July 4th. I'll have to see. I mean, I know I'm 90% positive I don't have my kids that weekend. What's up, package total? Thank you for coming in and dropping some numbers on us, giving us some knowledge, letting us know that some people are slacking. I'll have to look at that. I'll have to ask because my son's going to be out of town for 4th of July. But I have to see if my daughter and her boyfriend might want to go with me. Yeah, knees are one of the first things to go. It's just not the best designed part of the human body, but you know. I do love me some Kohl's. Whenever I need something in a quick calorie, it's always Kohl's. Kohl's has a little bit of everything, you know? That I can tell you that is probably my least favorite part to do, John, is rewatching my video. So I will watch. In my last video, someone told me that I actually forgot to in the edit put in the Paydirt descriptions for Vendetta and Gold Nugget sales. And that's because a lot of times I will just refuse to watch my video after I'm done editing it because I'm like, it's done. This is as much I'm going to get. But, you know, if you shoot a video for like that one, I think the total time for that video is probably 35 minutes. The painting was a little bit longer, but just talking stuff was probably 30 minutes of talking that I have to edit down and remove and do stuff like that. So it takes me probably a good 4 hours to edit my video to get it to where I like it, which means listening to it over and over and over in a loop nonstop. You know, and then you'll think, well, I like this part here. Because a lot of times I might say things in different parts. Like I might, you know, say hello at the beginning of the video, then say something else, and then I'll just splice them around and move them to different parts of the video. Like when I'm just at the end, I might, or the beginning, I might say something and think it'd be better if I said it earlier, so I'll move it around. But then once the video's finished and it's uploaded on YouTube, I always tell myself I need to watch it before the premiere. And there has been some times where I've watched it and seen some major errors and pulled it and reposted it. But that is the worst thing, is watching it again. You know. Because even then I've missed stuff where you're just like, you know, so over watching. You're repeating the same stuff over and over. All right. Last of the ChefV. I hate spell checker. There's the bigger. That's their picker for this one. This one's a little skinny one, but still probably 0.1. All right. Let's get to. What we're going to do is we're going to dump in the old PA stuff into this one. Just clean it all out at once. There we go. Oh. I will say that's one of the, you know, editing videos is, you know, shooting the videos is the easy part. The editing is the, you know, the next hardest part. You know, I like doing the thumbnails. That's easy. I don't mind that. But the editing is like the second worst thing, because a lot of times there'll be something too where, like, say you need to do something you only do once a year. I will forget totally how to do something. Like if I want to do a split screen, that then I've got to sit there and spend 3 hours relearning how to do it. Then I know next year I'll have to do it again and have to relearn it again, because I'll totally forget how I did it the first time, you know, and the second time. But that's why I try to keep all my stuff as easy as pie on my videos and not do crazy animation and stuff like that. Otherwise, I'll have to learn all that stuff. Yeah, and I don't mind watching them too much. It's just listening to them, you know, because it's just repetitive, you know. You know, and sometimes it's really bad. Like if you watch my last video where I did the Patreon prize video where I was showing everyone what the prizes were. Um, I make all my own thumbnails. I do use AI for some parts where if it's something I can't make, that I will get AI to make part of it, and then I take the parts out of the AI that I want to use and just put them in with the rest of the stuff that I want. So, but like, so if you watch my last video where I did the Patreon prizes and I couldn't say one of the words, whatever it was, appreciation, I couldn't say the word for whatever reason. I must have said that line 50 times. And so now I've got to, and I don't, sometimes I'll say something like, let's say if I say Miller Prospecting or, hey everyone, as always, I might mess it up a little bit and I'll keep repeating it over and over, but then I'll do one where I think like, oh, this is good, but let me just try a couple more just to make sure. But then you don't remember later, was it the 8th time I said it that I thought was the best one, or the 9th or the 10th? So you got to listen to them all over and over, trying to figure out which one was the best one. So 50 to 100 pounds of Paydirt. Don't buy from anyone that's advertising 50 or 100 pounds of Paydirt, because 90% of the time it's going to be no gold in it. I do remember when Lynch Mining was trying to, I'll have to look to see if he still has, because a lot of the Lynch stuff is still on his website. It's just hidden. But I remember when he was trying to sell the pallet of Paydirt. It was just like, you know how you can get those, I think it's a cubic yard of dirt in one of those giant like cloth fiberglass bags. He was selling one of those of Paydirt. I can't remember because it had no guaranteed amount of gold set in it either. I remember him telling me how much gold was going to be in it, but it was expensive. It was crazy. It was a yard of Paydirt, and it would come on a pallet you'd have to have shipped, you know, by freight. Yeah. As much as a lot of people, you know, in the end especially didn't like Lynch because of the shipping and, you know, stuff like that. I will say he did try all kinds of crazy stuff to get Paydirt more popular, you know. You know, from having a vending machine for Paydirt at the, you know, he would bring them to the conventions, you know, the rock and gem shows. That way he wouldn't have to have a booth. He could just put a vending machine with Paydirt in it and leave, you know. Yeah, Pay Streak Prospecting is probably about the only person I would buy larger piles of Paydirt with no guarantee in it. And even then I'd be worried, you know. Generally, you know what you're going to get just based on the price with Pay Streak, you know. So if you get a 30 pounder for $30, you know there's not going to be much gold. But if you get a 30 pounder with, you know, for $100, you know you're going to get probably a gram out of it, you know. Yeah, yeah, he knows a lot more gold facts than I do. He always amazes me with all his knowledge. No, the other picker. All right, I think this is as clean as we're going to get it. We have to put it in a pan because we're going to still do, we got time to do HD's last bag. And I was kind of hoping we'd run out of time and I would keep talking, but because this is, I really like this HD bag. But we're going to pan out his last one. Well, here, we're going to get the gold down to here first. Oh, Nightbot. Oh. That is old news, Nightbot. Why are you still posting that, Nightbot? I even double-checked Nightbot this morning and did not see that. Yeah, Roy was looking good. I mean, I don't remember what I paid for these or, these were never going to be an ROI bag, Nah, I've got one on my shelf. Yeah. Just based on inflation. Yeah, definitely based on inflation because when was this? Gold was probably right around $60 a gram when I got this. Yeah, it was a cool looking machine and everything. I'll have to find it. I'll have to find the pictures and put it on my community page, like some of the old stuff that he used to have. I saw some the other day. I don't remember what it was. I was looking for something, and I was doing an image search for something, and Lynch Mining actually came up on one of his hidden pages, and it was some weird Paydirt that he had never put out or something. It was really weird stuff, and I was like, oh man, I should save this. And of course I didn't save it, but so there we go. The ChefV 100% ROI. And now let's do the HD. Got this last bag. So this is my favorite bag that HD has done. It's the $100 HD bag. Yeah, really cool bag. I remember when he showed me, sent me pictures of these bags. I was like, man, I should get those. Oh, it's not for sale. It wasn't for sale. It was just Lynch Mining's site is still up, so all his images are still going to be up. All his pages are still going to be up. Okay, we're just going to pour it straight from the bag. Now, they've shut down their sales and stuff. Man, Nightbot. Here, let me fix. What is Nightbot's problem? I don't know why. All this stuff was changed. I wonder why he didn't change everything. Nightbot's driving me crazy. There we go. Silence L. Nightbot and his ridiculousness. I'm just trying to catch up on chat. Somebody said something. And the only reason they're going to list them as 1, 2, 3 is because there's so many resale sites, like where people make one-page websites and they just say best Paydirts, and then they link to sites that they can sell it on Amazon. And Lynch used to sell on Amazon. or they'll just send you to Felix. But they're really trying to get you the number one golden, because golden is sold on Amazon and they'll make a commission off of it. So Miller Prospecting ugly mug bag. I do have the logo for an ugly mug bag. I actually have a Paydirt coming out in, what is this? Like August, I think. July or August, I will have a Paydirt coming out. I had plans for something else, but maybe we will do the ugly mug Paydirt, because I do have the next Paydirt I come out will have it will have a bonus 1 gram nugget in it that is a really, really cool nugget. And it is definitely what somebody would consider ugly gold. So maybe we'll do that. I will have to get the logo made up. I have it designed, though. I do have an ugly mug. I just don't know if people want that on their shelf or not, though. Right, yeah, so the next Paydirt I'm going to put out will probably be June or July, or what's this? Yeah, it'll probably be July or August. Now that would be cool, a tie-dye bag. Some more of that fine gold from HD. I would definitely, if you ever do, make sure you hit me up, because I would definitely add a tie-dye bag to my shelf. You just have to sell a 1 gram bag. Sell a 1 gram bag and a tie-dye bag. I will be your first customer to add it to my shelf. Was that what these were? It wouldn't have mattered what they were to me, because I remember these are for your daughter to go to, typically if I'm selling Paydirt, it's because I'm behind on my bills and I need to pay my credit cards before they come after me, because I tend to put too much stuff on credit cards for, the studio and stuff like that. Doing stuff to help people with their kids and stuff like that, it's well worth it, And Wrench, what's up, John? Thank you for joining the channel. Appreciate it, and joining the show. Matthew, thank you for joining the show as well. I appreciate it. Well, that's awesome, Paul. WD9UFO, how's it going? See how the people come in late because I start early. Yeah, 69 in chat. There we go. Make sure to hit that thumbs up button so YouTube knows that I'm the ugly mug and I'm the boss. Cleaning the gold room. Yeah, see, you missed it earlier. So anyone that's late to my show, last Tuesday, this sink holds 4.5 gallons of water. And thank you, by the way, Wrench. Thank you very much, brother. Thank you to everyone tonight. Wrench, Troy, Donna, thank you all very much. So this sink holds 4.5 gallons of water, and there's a bucket underneath it that I drain into it after the live shows. Well, last week on Wednesday, I came down here because I was being lazy Tuesday night. Come down here Wednesday, pulled the plug, and heard the distinctive splash of water hitting the floor because I had forgot to put the bucket underneath. And I dumped 4.5 gallons of water on my carpet and floor in here, so I had to spend all Wednesday and Thursday cleaning my basement, drying the floors, and cleaning my studio. So it did make me fix a couple things I had to fix in here. And probably tomorrow I will redo my shelves in the back because they need to be dusted and stuff moved around, Just email me. If you type in email in chat, my email will pop up. Just email me and I'll send you my address, and I'll pay for shipping if you want, and you know, and I'd appreciate that, brother. That's so awesome. All right, Chef. Again, my wishes are with you, brother. Thank you for popping in. Appreciate it. Yeah, so there you go, Dennis. Just Dylan at MillerProspecting.com. And if I say it, the reason I said to type it in chat was just because it's easier to copy and paste, Yeah, that's what I always tell people, if they want to sell Paydirt, find a good cause. Don't do like I do and just end up paying bills with it. Because you think about it, if you save up your gold and once a year you sell 20 bags at $100 or something, that's $2,000. That's a nice vacation or a trip somewhere. If you do it like me, I take that. Usually I typically get about 15 or 1600 out of Paydirt I might sell, and it just goes straight to a credit card, because I do silly things like, during COVID when lumber was super expensive, I rebuilt my studio, and put it all on credit cards. So, I mean, I needed the new studio, so it wouldn't have mattered. I mean, I didn't get a choice about it, but Yeah. Yeah, so see, that's why it's kind of weird. So my basement, where my studio is set up, is on the exact opposite end of where my sump pump is, and where the whole basement slopes to like if the camera is actually facing one of my walls. So where I sit, when you're looking at me, I'm about 4 feet away from my basement wall, and about 20 feet away from me is the sump pump. So the water has to travel the entire length of my basement to get to the sump pump if I spill water in here. And the reason I did that was because on the other side of my studio basement is where I set up my testing rig, so I can have 100 gallons of water in a tub. If it spills, it's right by the sump pump. And the sump pump will start pumping it out, which in fact I just cleaned out my testing rig the other day. So I'm sure all my neighbors were wondering why am I thinking I was flooding or something, because my sump pump was just discharging 50 gallons of water into the yard. Plow Dog, how's it going? Thank you for joining the show. Appreciate it. Show's been doing good. Doing good. On the last bag, this is bag number 4. We went through 2 bags from ChefV, and we're on the second bag from HdShovelEd. And it was a rough battle. ChefV tried to beat me and make me lose gold by having really dirty Paydirt. As you can see, my water is pretty sandy color. It's that North Carolina clay. While HD has tried to defeat me by putting nothing but fine gold in here. And yeah, thank you for reminding me of that, Tim. Again, if anyone sees anyone in chat, the vast majority of the people in chat have their own channels. Dib Dibberson, Reg Lab, PA Patriot, Scott Sharp Adventures, HdShovelEd, Keith and Win. They all have channels, so go over to all their channels and make sure you subscribe to them. Especially like when you have to look at my ugly mug and you don't want to look at my ugly mug anymore, just open up another tab, open up YouTube, and start searching people's names and subscribe to their channels. It doesn't cost anything to subscribe to anyone, and everyone always really appreciates more subscribers. I know I do, so. Use the discharge to run some tailings. Well, the water had been, so typically when I set up my testing rig, I will add bleach and stuff to the water after I've done it, just to make sure it's, doesn't mildew and stuff like that. And I seal it, but I had to clean it. I had been using it a couple times. Yeah. And I was just cleaning up that area because, whenever you have equipment sitting around, it gets dirty right around there. So. A lot of dirt underneath that I had to get up, so. Yeah, and ChefV does have a new channel. I don't remember why. I think the last one got hacked. And make sure if you haven't that you go to the hidden video one of my mods just posted. And leave a comment on that hidden video so you can get a chance to have your name added to a raffle. And I'll be doing in a few weeks from now. I'm giving away a 1-ounce silver bar from Vendetta Prospecting. I purchased 2 of them. One went into my own collection, and the other one is the one that we're giving away. I know. Why would ChefV do that? ChefV's a great guy. Like I said, it's good enough they've both been on the shelf long enough that they're probably maybe 100% ROI bags now. Yeah, I have some Tim Springston's. Where did I put your? I think it's on the other side. Yeah, it's on the other side of my studio. But I did move your bottle, Tim. It's on the shelf. I think it's right under, behind the chat. So when you're looking at chat, it'll be on that shelf there. I do like the double diamond bag. That is definitely a good one. I do like the fact that he moved it to a 0.5 gram. Because in that way, it's one thing to like want to test yourself, especially for new panners where you're like, okay, I want to try something hard. But then if your first hard paydirt is something that's a full gram and really hard to go through, it can really be dejecting. So this way, you only have to capture a 0.5 gram. And Fickle Prick, I'm not sure if I said hi to you, but thank you for joining chat. Appreciate it, brother. Yeah. Crazy Cannon, thank you for joining the show from Maine. Appreciate it. All right. Almost got this one. Stop trying to move on me. I have done some Cape Disappointment Paydirts before. I'm trying to remember who used to sell Cape Disappointment. Was that Green River Paydirt that used to do Cape Disappointment? I think every state has interesting paydirt. They're all different. Some places might have easy material, but it'll be, even some places where the material is really, really easy. Like for example, the material that golden paydirt gets or used to get from North Carolina. It's very easy material, but the material is very, I want to say like, almost gold colored. So it was a lot easier, where you might miss some gold just because it's the coloring. Then you'll get some stuff that's just clay, silty, nasty stuff, but it's got chunky gold, so never know. 10 more cut buckets. Still wish for anything I might win to go to Julie. Well, there you go. I think there's a couple people in chat that's middle name is Julie. All right, almost got the HD all cleaned up. And we're going to go back and clean up the ChefV a little bit more. There we go. So there we go. That's the HD. We're going to do some cleanup of the ChefV and get rid of this glasses, black sand. We'll just do it in this black pan, even though I hate black pans, but I have a lot of these pans, so. I hope you do too. HD, you just need to build like a sidecar for your Harley that turns into a dredge, That way you can just bring it somewhere and unhook it and push it right into the river, In a custom sidecar dredge. What's up, Stanley? Thank you for joining the show. Appreciate it. 5-inch. Where are you at, Wildcat? That's crazy. The other day, I saw a picture where I guess in Australia, some hail hit and a woman was out in the open with her, 1-year-old baby, and they just showing all the bruises on her back because she was just laid on top of her baby to protect it and just got nailed by it. I prefer blue, but I can work with green just as well. And I think they're both the exact same to me, the blue or the green. It was just when they stopped making these pans, I just so happened to have managed to find more blue ones. Since green was the most popular, that was the hardest one to find. When I bought up the stock from the last company I found selling these, I think I got a dozen of these black ones. I got 6 green or 6 blue, and they had 0 green. So, and I had to buy overstock. So what happened was they said they had, I think, 30 black pans, but they didn't know how many were this model or the new model. And they had, I think, a dozen blue and 1 green, but most of them were new stock. So blue is just because I got more of the finishing pans in blue. So, but either one, they're both the same to me, just not black. You can't see the black sands. All right, we're going to do this here. I'm going to move the ChefV. There we go. Let's put them both in the same pan. There we go. It probably is the same black pan. You can still find these pretty often. It's just the SE pan. It doesn't have a lip on the bottom. It's got no lip. It's just the old SE pan. I still see them every once in a while on eBay. Most of the time it's not them though, but man, that's 5-inch hail. That's crazy. I know there was some really big hail up in Indiana like 2 weeks ago. Yeah. The one on the right is definitely chunkier. And I want to say it looks like a bigger pile, but you know, you never know until you actually weigh something up. There we go. It's like 2 eyebrows, you know. Let's put the nose in there. There we go. There's the nose. 2 eyebrows. Or you make it a little happy face. Yours has a lip on the bottom. Yeah, that's the new model. I don't know why they started making those, but man, that's just crazy. Hail is always just one of the nastiest things that Mother Earth can throw at you that's quick. You know, with tornadoes and hurricanes and things like that, you get a little bit of warning before they absolutely destroy a place sometimes. But hail, yep, it's just like, oh, it's going to rain. And next thing you know, you've got, you know, golf ball sized pieces of water coming at terminal velocity trying to, you know, crush you. Yeah, there we go. 2 nice piles of gold. And again, I'm not going to weigh these up. These are, you know, just things I purchased from people I like to wanted to help support. And they were both guaranteed a gram, and I'm positive I found a gram. And now because of that, y'all are going to have to look at my ugly mug. We're going to shrink down the gold. There we go. All right. Pen and cam. Shrink you down. Ugly mug time. There we go. Leave that up there. It's like a very concerned gold eyebrow. But let me go make sure all the comments are going through because we're going to be giving away the spot for the Vendetta silver bar, 1 ounce silver bar. And this is spot. Yeah, this is spot number 7. Oh no, this is spot number 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, yeah, this is spot number 6. So spot number 6. And currently on the list of people who have won is Shane Prothero, David Hayden, A3 Sky Warrior, Reg Lab, and Mark Sheldon. Now, if you're a Patreon member, you can win a 2nd, 3rd, even 4th time. So far, we've only had a Patreon member come up with 2 spots so far. And I think that was just Jason G. And I think that was Jason G 2 times in a row. But nobody's gone for that trifecta yet. If you are not a Patreon member, then you can only get 1 spot. So if you've previously won and you're not a Patreon member, then that was your only spot. We're going to do 10 spots. Then the final week, we will give away the 1 ounce silver bar. And then after that, the next time we'll probably do Paydirt again and think of something out of the box. So we'll see. One and only. How's it going? Thank you for joining the show. Yeah, ugly mug time. But let me go make sure all the comments are going through because, you know, sometimes YouTube doesn't like to be friendly. Sometimes it likes to only be partially friendly. And let some comments go through and not others. But there we go. It's looking good. All the comments went through. There we go. So, and again, as always, YouTube and its affiliates have nothing to do with this giveaway. It's 100% just to thank everyone for joining my show and putting up with my ugly mug. And also, as always, if I do pull your name, you must post something in the live chat to show that you're here, because otherwise people just start coming in, leaving comments and leaving. So make sure you are here, and make sure you, when you see me pull your name, you post something in the live chat. Otherwise, you lose your spot, and next week I'll give it to somebody else. So you don't want that. Yeah, that would be the worst if it goes to the roof, you know. Because I always worry about it, because I don't have a garage or a shed or anything that covers up my car. So if anything comes in, it's just going to devastate my car. You know, the roof, I have homeowner's insurance, and, I'd get a roof out of it. But, older cars, they don't cover hail damage for old cars. So, or if they did, it wouldn't be enough to make it worth it. I have trouble trusting magnets. Yeah, it's one of the reasons why I don't use magnets. Magnets will pick up gold. It will. Now, I shot a video. I never posted it because I had an issue with the microphone when I used it. But I shot a video once where I was using the, what is it? The gold cube. He used to sell a magnetic kit, like for how to clean gold. And I was using that kit to show. And I was just picking up black sands, moving it, and it made it all the way to the 6th tray out of 8. I think 6 out of 8 trays was a 0.25 gram nugget. It was just a really, really flat, really flat nugget that was a 1/4 gram. And it's just when you have that much surface area, flat gold will just have black sands underneath it and will be picked up and keep dropping and keep dropping. So it's one of the reasons I almost never use a magnet. I will sometimes if I'm cleaning up a lot of gold, just to get it out of those, sometimes the gold will sit at the top of the pan and you'll get a couple pieces of black sand right at the top. But unless I'm just picking up like a number that I can actually see, like, oh, there's a piece of black sand, there's a piece, then I might use it. So, but otherwise, no, I try not to. Yeah, we have no cardboard. Yeah, that's one of the things I always keep telling myself, man, I need to go buy one of those like prefabricated carports, just to keep my car under. But then I think, well, I only pay $4 grand for my car. Do I really want to spend $3 grand on a shed to cover a $4 grand car? But, You're at home? Well, I don't know if you really want to be out there. I'm sure it's hot. He might make it look like he's having fun out there, but he's probably laying on the ground right now crying, saying, I wish it wasn't so hot. All right, Joey, thank you. We're going to be doing the giveaway right now, so if you want to just stick around for a minute, we can see if you pull your name, Joey. We're going to pull it in 2 minutes. It's 7:45. We're going to go pull the name. Right. Dry ice will pull out ice dents. Yeah. Well, the problem is usually when hail comes, it just, it just covers it. So, and I have like, my house has old original aluminum siding on the side. So if hail comes through there, it's just going to devastate, ever comes through here, it'll devastate my house, Luckily for me though, I do have a big oak tree right in the front. So it'll cover the front of my house and my front of my roof. So, the visible part of my house will always look good. The backside might get beat up one of these days, but I'm telling you, you people sit there and they, you getting that heat is draining. That's one of the most draining things. I guarantee you, he is going to sleep tonight. I saw a Mighty Magnet the Feb. I need to get a Mighty Magnet one of these days to test it. I'll remember the Mighty Magnet every once in a while, but then they kind of like fall out of favor, I guess. And you stop seeing people use them. But I've always wanted to try one to see if I could get it to catch gold, like do the exact opposite of what you normally do. Because every video I've ever seen of people using the Mighty Magnet, they're always like just running material and saying, oh, look at all this gold that's here. But they don't show you like going through the other stuff to see if it actually took any gold. So you crawled out of the hole. Were you really at the bottom digging, or were you sleeping? Because you know at the bottom of the hole is the coolest spot. So the deeper you dig, the cooler it gets, James. But, all right, here, let's shrink down the ugly mug. Say bye-bye to the angry eyebrows of gold. We're going to get rid of the panning cam. And then we're going to go pull one name and see who wins. So let's shrink down the ugly mug again. Pull a name. Oh, let me go pull the link first. I think I have it, but maybe I don't. Just to be sure. So there we go. All right, now we can shrink down the ugly mug. And as always, I'm going to advertise the Miller Prospecting website that makes me absolutely no money, even though I just paid for hosting again yesterday. Oh my gosh. Hosting is getting, not hosting, the domains cost so much money these days. I remember when I first started buying domains, they used to cost like $5 a year. Now they're like $25 a year. It's crazy. So, but here we go. Miller Prospecting again, as always. Anything you might need to know is always on my website. All my videos, all my live shows, everything I do is always posted on my website, and it's much easier to find. I also have things on like unclaimed money, where if you want to check, every single state has a governed board. It is a government website where you can find out if the government owes you any money. Any state you've ever lived in, you can check every state. It is not on my website. It actually forwards you to a government site. Thank you to all my Patreon members. If you ever need to sell some gold, small amounts, 1 or 2 grams, 3 or 4, something like that, you can hit me up here. I have a shop with some doodads in it. And then, of course, the most important thing, though, is my top 10 recommended sellers. These are my top 10. If you want to buy some Paydirt and you don't know who from, go check out my top 10 Paydirts. Those are the ones to try out. And also my last 100 reviews. So, and make sure you check out the Gold Paydirt Battle, the washes, Gold Nugget Sales versus Vendetta Prospect. And that was a good one. I really like those. And they're both so angry in that thumbnail. But all right, let's pull the name. Yeah, good luck to everybody. No replies. Let's see who's see. There we go. 61 comments. Pick a winner. Somewhere in Ohio. What's up, brother? So congratulations to Somewhere in Ohio, who I actually met at the last Freedom Fest. So Somewhere in Ohio, congratulations for typing something witty. I appreciate that, brother. So, and now we'll go back to the Miller Prospecting website. And again, I will set sellers to avoid. Make sure you always check out my sellers to avoid. I do update this all the time. All these sites are owned by pretty much the same person. He just floods the internet with all these horrible sites. So, but all right, ugly mug, full size. And let's go see. It's somewhere post. I do. Right when I come back, I see somewhere posted. So. Need a spinning magnet. I know, I need to go. I might email them. I typically, it's one of the reasons I don't do equipment reviews is I really hate emailing sellers and asking them to donate one to the channel just so I could try their show. I think it just takes away part of the, me being honest about it. And then I hate paying for stuff just as much because it's something I'm never going to use again. A bag of Paydirt, if I buy a bag of Paydirt, I get the gold, I get to give it to Patreon members. The equipment, it sits in a corner until I give it away for months and months. Yeah. So congratulations to Somewhere in Ohio. You have spot number 6. I don't need your address or anything like that. If you win later on, when we do the drawing, I have your address somewhere. I can just send you it. So that was for this. So congratulations to Somewhere in Ohio. He's got one of the chances to win this silver bar. And I don't think Vendetta's ever made any before or since of the Vendetta silver bar. So I had to make me 2 of them. I knew one I was going to give away at some point, and the other one I saved in my little treasure box. So we do have that one. So, but congratulations to Somewhere. Now again, for Saturday, I have no idea. I have absolutely no idea what video I'm going to post up on Saturday. I will post something. I have 2 things that it will either be a brand new Paydirt review because I have some Paydirts on the shelf that I could always review. I did get just this one in, which is actually really what I've been trying to get is the Fox Mine Paydirt. So, because I'm a sucker for the canvas bags. I've always been a sucker for the canvas bags. I know I'm going to be ripped off on this bag of Paydirt. I know I overpaid for this bag of Paydirt. So, maybe it'll be that, or maybe it'll be something else. I do have a video that's non-Paydirt review related. That might come out. I don't know. We'll have to see. But then next Tuesday is the Patreon giveaway. So next Tuesday, we're going to be giving away some bags of Paydirt to my Patreon members. We'll also be giving away another spot for the 1-ounce silver bar. So we won't be doing any panning next Tuesday, but we will all be hanging out, and you can cheer on people to hopefully. Yes, and that too as well. I know I was trying to do something special with some of that, John, but I've contacted 2 other old sellers, and both of them just want nothing to do with me. So if you email me, I'll tell you what the idea was, but they don't want to join in on the fun, so I don't know what I'll do with that one of these days. Because I want to do something wacky with it, you know. But so yeah, it will either be, it probably won't be a Paydirt review. I think I have something else planned for this Saturday. But next Tuesday, I will be doing a Patreon giveaway, so you can come and cheer on everyone and have them do some stuff. And then I have, what else do I have? And I do have some Australian Paydirt coming really, really soon. So not this Saturday, but next Saturday, I do have some Australian Paydirt I'm going to be panning out. So this is something I've been wanting to do, some Paydirt for a long time. It's very expensive, Australian Paydirt. I'm probably not going to have a very good ROI on it, but it's something I've wanted to review for a while. So we'll see. But I think I'm going to get out of here. I'm going to get out of here a few minutes early so I can go get up. Have I been getting your emails? I probably have. I'm just horrible with emails. I get, people can attest to this in chat probably. I am absolutely horrible at emails. I'm one of those people that reads emails and says, oh man, okay. And then I get sidetracked and I don't reply to them because I might have like 40 emails. I only read my emails like once every 3 or 4 days. So I'll sit down and read all my emails and say, okay, well, this is what I'm going to reply to everyone, but I'll be doing something else. And then I just never come back to my emails. If me replying, might take a week, if that. So a lot of times I'll wait. And especially you tend to email me like more than once a week. So if you email me 2, I might be like, oh, well, I'll reply to them when the next one comes in. So yeah, Aussie Gold is always good. I just love Australian Paydirt. So, you know, there's certain things, you know, like I know there's always going to be people out there who want to pan out the, you know, 1-ounce nugget hunts and things like that. Those don't intrigue me too much because I know they're all frauds. I just know they are. But to me, canvas bags, that's the thing. You know, the canvas bags, the old Colorado Paydirt or, you know, the Gold Rush Paydirts, those are the ones that always get me in. Those are the ones I know they're not going to have good ROIs because they put it in a fancy bag. That's in a very expensive bag. That bag probably cost them $2.50 to have made. So I know I'm not going to get a good ROI, but that's my sucker bet is those. So that, and then Australian Paydirts. But for Australian Paydirts, I kind of don't include shipping because it's you know, you're not buying them for the ROI. So, all right, Ortiz. Well, all right, everybody. I hope everyone has a great week. I know everyone just had hopefully a really long weekend. If you didn't, that sucks. But hopefully everyone had a really long weekend, and now you can spend the week going out and prospecting or doing something fun or working, one of the two. I know some of y'all do like work, but we will have a video on Saturday. It might end up not being a premiere. If it's a video I think it is, it won't have a premiere because I don't want live chat during it. So it won't be a premiere, but then next Tuesday, hopefully everyone will join me. We'll hang out, give away some stuff to all my Patreon members, because without my Patreon members, I wouldn't be able to do any of these videos. I wouldn't have a studio or any of this stuff, cameras that need to be replaced, new microphones, things like that. So come and cheer on my Patreon members for them to get some free stuff for supporting this channel and keeping me in business. So thanks, everyone. Have an absolutely great week, and I will see you next Tuesday. Saturday, you'll have a video to watch, but then next Tuesday, we'll hang out and give away some stuff. So till then, thank you. Have a great